Hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Well, you see that? It happened again. I got one of my baby turkeys laying there dead. Second time I've tried to record this, I couldn't make it through it the first time. So there's a black sex link laying there dead. Somehow Sue got into this first pen. Junior has been hanging out in the corner right here. So they both a little banged up, but I don't see any serious injuries. But Junior was here. All three of the pen doors, well, these two doors were closed. So they knocked the T-post down and doors got closed. Both my adult female Rhode Island Reds, the only two that were laying eggs, one over in this corner's dead and the other one's right there, the light brown one. My teenage Rhode Island Red, the ones that came from Tractor Supply that were half grown, there's one there and there's one laying out there. Neither one of them made it. Both my roosters made it. The teenage rooster made it. He's over here. He's a little worse for wear. They all are. This turkey made it. I'm trying to get where to focus, y'all. And there's 4 black sex links in here alive. 2 of them dead. There's 16 black sex links in the fruit orchard side here and 1 outside. 16 black sex links dead. 2 baby Rhode Island Reds right here dead. Another one over on the other side of the peach tree that I cut down that fell. Dead. And 1 right there. So that's 4 Rhode Island Red baby chicks dead right there. Another one inside here that's dead. 1 survived. 1 of the babies survived. Rhode Island Reds. 9 of the black sex links survived. None of the adults except my 2 roosters survived. And the teenage rooster survived. None of the other adults or teenagers survived. So, I've added it up. This time I actually called the sheriff department. Brown turkey did not make it. The black turkey is gone, but a bunch of her feathers are right there on the ground. There's another black sex lynx over there on the ground dead. So I'm pretty sure it's dead. She lost way too many feathers in that pile right there for her not to be dead. So I've added them all up and I'm missing 3 black sex links and 2 baby Rhode Island Reds that aren't here, that's dead. So they could be in the woods or they could have gotten eaten because they were small enough the dogs easily could have ate them. It's the same 2 dogs as last time. I'm going to be completely honest. I thought I shot one of them. It is what it is. Sheriff Department says I have the legal right here in Georgia. We do not have a leash law, but you do have to keep your animals under control. And since this is the second time it's happened on my property and it's cost me close to $1,000 in animals, guys, the birds aren't expensive, but feeding them every day, taking care of them, watering them, all the time I've got invested in raising my animals to try to be more self-sufficient. I put more time in my livestock than I do on my regular job. So all the time and effort and materials and feed and water to take care of these animals just for 2 dogs to come in here and rampage and kill everything. They didn't get through the areas that they got through last time. Y'all know I put the boards down to stop them from coming through. They did not. I had the fence that I've been meaning to put up across the back edge right there. And I haven't done anything with the back because I was going to fence all that in with the goat fencing. Well, they knocked it down from where I had it up and they came in back there and they came in back here. I have not watched all the video. I've watched enough of it to know it's the same two dogs. The sheriff department now has pictures of those two dogs. They're going to send the animal control officer out here tomorrow to take pictures and look and see if he can find the owner of those dogs, if he doesn't know who they are, already belong to. And I've told the police department, the sheriff department, that I plan on suing the owners for the money they've cost me in livestock for last time and this time, because I've got video proof that it was their dogs. They can either pay me the amount of money that I've lost on this livestock, or they can be taken to small claims court and I will sue them for it. And the officer said I had every right to do that. And I have every right to shoot the dogs that are being a nuisance, period. I can dispose of them animals, and if I ever see them again, I promise you I will. But this is ridiculous. I spent $150, a little more than that actually, last time, securing my fence, making it tighter, better, landscape timber so they couldn't go under the fence, so they couldn't go through it, repairing places that were weak so they couldn't get through. And you could see in places they tried and couldn't get through until that goat fence wire fell that I had up there. They came through under the fence right there. I could see the fence pushed in, and I saw a few places up on the front part pushed through. This is ridiculous. You pay $5 a piece for a bird, and you know, I got the black sex links for less than that. That's not what they normally sell for. My son bought them. It's still money. It's still, look at all the time I've got invested in these birds, how much feed I'm feeding them. Almost 75 pounds of feed a week to raise these chickens up to where that I can butcher them and put them in my freezer to eat, or allow them to lay eggs that I could sell and eat. And now I've got a yard full of dead birds. The owners are going to pay this time. I've got the sheriff department involved. They've told me I have every legal right to shoot those dogs. He did ask me, said, I'm going to send the animal control officer out there tomorrow. And he said, there may be a deputy show up tonight and want to look around. He said, just don't shoot my deputy. I said, I wouldn't do that. But this is beyond pitiful. If I can keep my dog on the leash to where he can't possibly get, if he wears through the pulley that he's on, where his leash would normally fall and he'd be free, there's a backup pulley up there that'll catch him. When I get home from work, I see the first pulley's wore out where he's on the backup. I put a new pulley on there. I always keep a spare. So I put a new pulley on it. So he never has an opportunity to get loose unless the cable breaks, which I can't avoid that. But I change out his leash about once a month. The 20-foot runner, I change it because he likes to chew the coating off and it'll start to rust. So I change it about once a month to make sure he doesn't have a chance to get off. I've got one of those hog collars for dogs on him. It glows fluorescent at night so I can find him if I need to. And it's strong enough, he'll never break that collar. I make sure my dog has a feeder full of feed, a bucket full of fresh water, and room to run and play. Has everything he needs, and he never leaves my property. And someone else's dogs come up here and does this mess. Yes, it's happened a second time, but I can guarantee you it will not happen a third time. Because the sheriff department will find out who those dogs belong to. And he told me that they won't tell me who it is, but once the report is filed, it's public records. I can go up there and get a copy of the report and find out who the owners were. I can take that report to the magistrate court and file a small claims lawsuit against them for all the money it's cost me. And I'm going to. This is beyond stupidity. I've watched enough of the video to know it's the exact same two dogs. And I'm not going to tolerate this again. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm ticked. I'm trying my best to control my mouth and my temper. I am so grateful that my two roosters survived, because I want to breed and raise that gene from those roosters, because they've both been very good roosters. And Sue especially is tame. I can pick him up and hold him. I want to breed, that gene, and spread it. And now I've got two of that. I've got the teenage rooster that's got that gene. I've got Sue, I've got Junior, and this baby right here. And I still have the 3 babies in the house. And I've got 5 eggs in the incubator that I don't even know if they're gonna hatch or not. But candling them shows they're almost ready, and it's time to take the turner out. So I took it out. I'm hoping those will hatch, and I'll have some more to put out here. But not for somebody else's dog to come and kill because they refuse to take care of their animals. I will be taking them to small claims court. They can either voluntarily pay for all the damages and the loss of the livestock, or I'm taking them to court. They're going to pay. I'm sorry. I don't like being that kind of butthole. But guys, it cost me easily $400 last time. And they killed almost twice as many birds this time. I want my money, and I want my time and effort back, and I want to guarantee that these people will take care of those dogs like they're supposed to, or I want those dogs put down, and still they be held liable for the damages those dogs caused. It's going to happen. Every video can't be happy and go lucky. I'm sorry, but I show y'all all the good and all the bad, and I really wish I didn't have to show this today. I'm not going to clean this up, the dead animals up, until I get through taking pictures. I did get Junior in the first pen because there's food and water in there for him to eat and drink. I mean, he was like in a coma over here in the corner. So I put him in there with the door closed. I moved Sue from the first pen before that and put him in the middle pen with the babies that are in there. So he has food and water. And there was one black sex link out in the run area right around the corner from the door that I ran into the pen with the others, with the baby turkey and the teenage rooster there, and locked them in there. They should be safe from the dogs if they come back inside there. Should be. I mean, it's chicken wire. A dog can get through chicken wire if they really want to. But the first pen is the most secure, because there's no way. There's hardware cloth on the inside of that fence there. There's a couple layers of fence right there. They're not getting through that. This is the oldest pen with the oldest wire. They possibly could push through there, but they're not getting through where the water is, because I screwed a board up to make sure the chickens couldn't mix. And that's, you know, I think they're safe inside the pen. A dog could if they really wanted to. But guys, I appreciate y'all watching the videos. I promise I'm trying my best to make content that you guys enjoy watching. I get a lot of views from my chickens and my turkeys. And one day, if I can ever get ahead far enough, I'm going to have some goats out here and some pigs, hogs, whatever you want to call them. And possibly a few other animals down the road. Peacock. Maybe even an emu one day. I don't know. I want to grow my homestead. I want to grow my animals. But for the most part, I grow animals for food. They give me food, or they are food. And my roosters, of course, you got to have a rooster to breed your hens so that you can incubate the eggs and grow more. Now, I was going to let these eggs hatch if they're going to hatch in the incubator and not incubate anymore because I had so many. Y'all know in the video that I posted, this is Monday, by the way, that I posted Monday morning, I just filled up my feed cans Saturday. Spent $243 on feed. Now with a dozen chickens instead of 60 or 70, whatever the total was, that feed will last me 6 months. Maybe more. But look at how much I've already spent on those animals. Guys, I appreciate y'all watching the videos, hitting subscribe, hitting the thumbs up, leaving me a comment. It means the world to me that y'all are helping me grow this channel, helping me grow my homestead, and we all sharing information back and forth. It's just beyond words on how much it means to me. I've got to get off here. I've got to get this feeder. They knocked the bottom out, so feed's everywhere. I got to get that put back together and get the feeder filled back up and get the dead livestock out of, well, all picked up out of all the pens and all picked up and disposed of. Last time I piled them into a pile and burned them, it took me 3 burns before I finally got rid of all of it. I really, really hate that's happened. But I can tell you, all 3 of my roosters that survived got a little whooping on them today because they're acting way more timid. That little teenage there ain't hardly moved. So if any birds made it into the woods like they did last time, it's going to be 3 babies. That's all I'm missing that's not here dead. So out of those 3 babies, first of all, they weren't tame enough yet to come to me. They run up when I came up, but they wouldn't let me get close to them. So it's not like I'm going to be able to catch them and bring them back in if they survived and got into the woods. I doubt they survived. But I hope they did. But there's only 3 missing out of all the ones I had. So y'all have a great day. Hopefully better than mine. I love y'all. I appreciate you. Remember what Jesus Christ. Remember what I always tell you. See, I can't even talk. Remember what I always tell you. Jesus Christ loves you way more than I do. Way more than anyone else on this planet does. And so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.